What do the Great Wall of China, the Sydney Opera House, and your company's latest IT project have in common? They're all mega projects that faced massive challenges, delays, and budget overruns. But what if I told you there's a secret to making big things happen on time and on budget? Stay tuned to find out. Welcome back to BizLit, where we dive into game changing business books that extract actionable insights that help you thrive in your business and your career. Today, we're going to exploring How Big Things Get Done by Ben Flyvbjerg and Dan Gardner, a blueprint for turning audacious visions into reality. 92% of projects fail to meet their goals. That's right, whether you're constructing skyscrapers or launching software platforms. Most big projects end up being late, over budget, or both. But why? Flyvbjerg, an Oxford professor and consultant on mega projects around the world, argues that it's not just bad luck or unforeseen circumstances. It's a systematic failure in how we approach big projects. He has identified key pitfalls and, more importantly, strategies to overcome them. Let's break down the three main insights from the book. The importance of starting with the why. Beginning with the why establishes the fundamental purpose and motivation behind a project. A clear why provides inspiration and resilience needed to overcome the obstacles. Understanding the underlying purpose guides decision making throughout the project. I have found this approach to be impactful, especially when aligning teams. When everyone understands the core reason for a project, it's easier to align efforts, maintain focus, motivation, and momentum. To help you uncover and implement your why, I've added a link in the description below to the Golden Circle, a framework by Simon Sinek. The planning fallacy. We humans are optimists by nature, especially when it comes to our own projects. We constantly underestimate how long tasks will take and how much they will cost, and also we overestimate the benefits. This planning fallacy is amplified in large scale projects. I'm also guilty of this. I once had to sell a motorbike to cover extra costs and delays on a house renovation I did 5 years ago. Recognizing this bias is crucial. It is something we all need to be aware of, especially in business, where timelines and budgets are crucial. The professor emphasizes the value of looking at similar projects for guidance rather than getting caught up in the unique aspects of your own. This outside view provides a reality check and a more accurate forecasting. After reading this book, I've been more intentional in this approach. I now make it a point to study similar projects, both successful and failed ones. It's humbling but incredibly informative. Before your next big project, research at least 5 similar endeavors. What were their timelines, budgets, and major challenges? Use this data to inform your planning. Think small to go big. Counterintuitively, the key to successful mega projects is often to break them down into smaller, more manageable pieces. This approach, what the authors call modularization, reduces risks and allows for faster learning and adaptation. This resonates strongly with my experience in IT projects. Agile methodologies, which emphasize iterative development and constant feedback, have consistently outperformed traditional waterfall approaches in the projects that I've been involved in. You may argue that some projects don't lend themselves to this agile methodology, like building a carrier ship. But you may have seen these shipbuilding documentaries where components are built elsewhere and then they're all combined later in a single separate location. This is also an example of modularization in action. For your next big initiative, identify ways to break it down into smaller independent modules. These pieces can be completed repeatedly, allowing for regular reassessment and course correction. Now, let's talk about implementation. How can we apply these insights in our daily work? Embrace skepticism. When someone presents a grand plan, don't be afraid to ask tough questions. Ask why. Use reference class forecasting. Instead of building your estimates from the ground up, start with data from similar projects and adjust from there. Ask what similar projects have been done before. What were their outcomes? Incremental progress and small wins. By breaking projects into smaller modules, you create more opportunities for success, motivation, and avoid overwhelm. These milestones help to maintain momentum and morale. Flyvbjerg has packed this book with insights that can transform how you approach all projects, big and small. I highly recommend adding this to your reading list. See the link to the publishers in the description below. Remember, big things don't just happen. They are built methodically with clear-eyed planning and relentless execution. By applying the practical guidance from this book, you'll be better equipped to turn your grandest visions into reality. That's all for today's episode of BizLit. If you found this valuable, don't forget to like and subscribe and share this with friends who are working on big things. If you haven't watched our previous episode on The Coming Wave by Mustafa Suleiman, you can check it out at the link here. Don't know where it's going to go. In our next episode, we'll be diving into Never Split the Difference with Chris Voss, unraveling the art of negotiating from an FBI hostage negotiator. You don't want to miss it. Until then, keep reading, keep learning, and keep doing big things. This is Nkulego, signing off.